Just give me 1 second. We can start. This is going to be very interesting. I'm looking forward to this one. I've been wanting to revisit my thoughts on Persona 5. If I'm honest with you, I haven't really talked. I only really talked about it for the game itself, and I just kind of moved on. I kind of wanted to revisit my thoughts because I've had a lot of time to actually think about my feelings about Persona 5.
Like, it took a year and a half of your life to complete.
Yeah.
And it's been how long since you finished it? You haven't really touched it since then, did you?
No, I was planning. Alright, so realistically, what I would like to do is to like boot it back up, do like my own on my end a partial New Game Plus, so I can kind of show off the last few things I was missing. Because there's a couple things I couldn't do in like the base in like the first playthrough. Because you can't get the item for Maruki's when you collect the gem. Yeah, you can't collect that. Yeah, you can't get anything for that because you beat the game. That's it. The game's over. You win. It's over. You can't actually redeem it. So that's actually something you can't get. You also cannot get like one of the best weapons or best personas for Joker. Best weapons or personas.
Yeah, because like you need to like take I think you need Satanahel and just like take him into
turn him into an item. Turn him into a
yeah. I think you could still have done that like during Maruki's Palace though.
Yeah,
like yeah, like you already know how to like farm the alert.
Yeah, I'm very aware. I found many ways to exploit.
I'm pretty sure I remember having that weapon when I booted my New Game Plus, so I'm pretty sure you could make it in Maruki. Like the other weapon I would have wanted would have been Arsene's Cane, but you know it's not as powerful.
Yeah, I mean you're right. Hey everybody, this is a little video I wasn't wanting to do for a while. I finished Persona 5 almost a year ago, if not longer at this point. Fuck. Jesus Christ. And I wanted to do this because, fuck, man, I liked Persona 5 a lot. I loved Royal. It was really good. I kind of wanted to sit down and do a little tier list. A Confidant tier list of the game. Because my thoughts have changed since I played the game. Believe it or not, I do have some nuance to my feelings. Not a lot of nuance, but there is some nuance. My feelings are not entirely just static. I do have feelings about the game. Joining me is Kaz, my good friend, who's also Persona 5 nutcase.
Well, like, I kind of just, like, told you, like, pretty much everything as you discovered it, because I remembered it by heart.
Yeah, that's true. You know, yeah. He was also, he's also one of the people who was like, please do not restart the game again. Please don't do this again. Don't do this. Rezo, no, you're too far in. Just finish it. It's not that big of a deal.
Like, you can afford to make some mistakes, all right?
Yeah, look. There was a lot of problems that came with that. One of them being that the guide I used was the person that originally wrote it was kind of trash towards the second half of the game. Yeah, that sucked. She messed up like an entire section, and I paid for that. That was on me. But like, you don't know it's trash until you get to the trash part, right? Like,
because it's a blind guide.
Yeah, if you've never like done it, like most people. Here's like most people. I don't think. I mean, I've been told you could like wing it through Persona 5 and like get all the Confidants finished in like a blind way. I don't believe that, but you know, I've been told it's possible.
Well, like, it's technically possible, but it's not exactly blind because you have to know that, like, you want to maximize your time, so you have to pick priorities depending on which confidant is only available certain days of the week. So,
yeah,
so, it's not exactly blind.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to go through these in a reasonable order, if that makes sense. I couldn't find a list of like how I could put them in like proper chronological order because some of these get a little bit funky. And I mean, some people are going to collect these things sooner than later, and I know the guide I used had me collecting stuff differently than what you probably would have. So I'm just gonna go with these in what I think to be a logical order. And you know what? Fuck it. We're starting with On.
Oh, so you're going for the technically canon waifu, depending on which cut you use.
Yeah. It depends on what cut. Yeah, it depends. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm judging these confidants in a couple different things. One, the storyline of the confidant. Okay. So the storyline of the confidant, and if they are a playable character, so they're thrown on their team, their usefulness in battle, which I don't like doing, because a few of these characters are going to lose out just because I never use them. But I'm gonna try my best to be fair about this. I might have to defer to your opinion on a few of these.
Yeah, like I'm also going, like I played Persona 5 Strikers, which is a continuation of the storyline. You haven't. So I'm going to try to my knowledge from that game so we can focus on Royal.
Okay, so On. Oh god, I'm gonna be honest, man. Okay, so here's the thing. I think she has probably one of a handful of confidants and main and character arcs that, like, if you don't do her confidant, her character arc is kind of abrupt. You know what I mean? Like the first palace ends, the guy gets taken away, and then that's the end of her story. If you don't do her confidant, if you do her confidant, she does get closure to her story. It makes sense. Like, she grows as a person.
There's few moments throughout that you get mentions of Shion recovering, and it doesn't get mentioned in the main story outside of that.
Which is fucking crazy. Because, I mean, let's be real. Bitch jumped off a roof. I feel like that should have been followed up on.
She jumped off a roof in front of everybody in school, like in plain daylight. She survived it.
She didn't die.
Yeah, and like, I know that there's limitations to the models to see the damage she had. I'm pretty sure she didn't come out unscathed based on Anne's story, actually, of how much rehabilitation she had to go through.
Yeah, she went through rehabilitation through like the majority of the game. So no, she was fucked up. So all right, I think, God, I'm gonna put Anne. A maybe. A.
You want to put her in A? Same.
Yeah, A for we're putting her at A for On because that makes perfect fucking sense. She's going into the A.
Like also like we didn't really touch the battle. Like you said.
Well, you know what? Fine. You know, I'm keeping her there, and we'll talk about her in battle. But I'm keeping her at A until we decide otherwise.
No,
I don't know.
It's perfect in A because she's magical Ryuji.
Yeah.
She doesn't really do anything in terms of like buffing much. She got like most of the people have some kind of debuff in their skills that they unlock as they go on, but her main skill is attacking with magical damage. She doesn't do support.
No, she really doesn't do support.
She doesn't really do physical either, so she doesn't really want to use the whip outside of some of the special whips that deal like status effects.
Which is kind of like ridiculous to me because I feel like every game where there's a character with a whip, the whip is the most underplayed item. If a character can use a whip, you're not using that character. You're just not.
And her gun is unfortunately some kind of AoE, so it's not really that strong. But that's the way you play her. You play her as like mostly magic damage.
Yeah, she's mostly a blaster, really.
Yeah, I think A is really good, and I don't like. That's how little she made an impression on me. I don't remember much of how her like other skills outside of combat during her confidant ranks actually work.
Yeah, I don't. Me neither. I'm 100% honest with you. Okay, look, next character. I know what you're gonna say. Look, I know you're gonna say I'm biased, and I am. I'm absolutely biased.
Oh, good. At least self-aware.
I absolutely admit it. But I will say that if I try to put aside my bias for Ryuji, I think he's in the same category as On. If not, he's a little bit more useful because of physical damage, not because I consider my boyfriend.
Okay.
The only reason I put him in S is because I consider physical damage to be a much better use of my time than magic damage. But I mean, you could take that. You could take it or leave that. I would still put him in A.
Until you get an elephant.
So until you run to the elephant that tells you, "Fuck your physical damage. You just die now."
I so badly want you to make like a YouTube short of you going against that thing for the first time.
The fucked up thing is, I knew he had reflect, so I knew not to do that. He taunted me, and then I almost died from it. I was like, oh, okay. This isn't like SMT3 where Gira McCall is just a pain in the ass because he reflects physical. This one is like, guess what, bitch? I'm gonna make you do it. Yeah, I'm built different. So look, I'm gonna say it. I'm putting Ryuji in A for this tier list. And I think you agree with me for that much of it. I think he's in the same category as Ann, if I put aside my overt favoritism.
I actually, like, the problem is that I would put him between S and A.
Ooh, did not see that coming.
Like, the only reason I would not want to put him in S is because he's so fucking dumb in public.
He's he is responsible for us getting caught so many fucking times. Like
every single time we get caught, it leads back to him. Like, okay, we get more like we get more party members because of that. But the fact we got caught in the first place is not a good sign.
Yeah, the fact that we're doing something illegal and he's consistently getting us caught, and then we have to consistently keep adding people to our team to keep them from fucking talking.
Yeah, but he is really strong, like in the physical department, but also like he's got like the electricity, like magic DPS.
Yeah.
Like, I think he can even get Xylodyne, but I'm not sure.
I think so.
So like he's really strong. He's like his shotgun is a blast.
Literally.
Yeah, he doesn't really have great accuracy, but you know, whatever, you can boost that. And like, thing is that like he's so loyal that by the time his character arc finishes, and his character arc is not limited to his confident ranks. It's also in the main story when he actually gets to the point where he realizes that he's not out there to get famous. He's trying to make a difference in the world, and that's what his main objective should be. And the main thing that would put him in S after that is his confidence skill, which is fuck you, you die. Like, it makes grinding so much better. It wasn't in vanilla. They added it in Royal, and that just made it so much better.
Oh yeah, it's the one where you run into things and they just like die. You don't even have to fight them. You just instant kill them. As
long as you're over leveled from that target, you can just go straight up. You're dead. I get your loot. I get your XP, and I move on. Like, it speeds up the process so much that it would be a nightmare for anybody who plays a JRPG to go into Persona 5 Royal and not get Ryuji to the rank for it to unlock.
Yeah, okay, the crazy thing is, like, Ryuji's is one of those, like, low-key, it's one of those abilities that's, like, it's low-key probably one of the best, arguably. There's another one I think is super high on the list, but we haven't gotten to them yet, but I'll talk about that when we get to them.
Yeah,
so,
later.
Ryuji is S? S?
Like I said, the only thing that would put him down is how many times he put us into trouble. But to be fair, he's the comic relief. He's the loyal bro. He's really strong in combat. He's got an amazing like skill that he unlocks in his confidant, and like his confidant like storyline is not bad.
All right. So I'm gonna break order here for a second, because this actually does kind of make sense. I'm gonna put them here, and that is Tai Takemi.
Oh yeah.
The doctor. The doctor.
You do technically get her super early.
Yeah, she's like one of the first ones you actually have to initiate.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure you get her before An is a party member.
Yeah. tied to Kemi. All right, I'm gonna be really honest with you. I really want to put her like at a B because her storyline's actually really good. I kind of like it. Kind of like this. Her storyline specifically really plays into this like thing that I feel like the game tries to hit on is like perception, right? The perception, like.
Yeah, like she puts out an outlook. Everybody judges her for that, but she's a different person altogether.
And not to mention, it was like, oh, you did illegal medicine, but it's like, okay, but why did she do it? She did it to save somebody. This wasn't like, she's not just experimenting on people for the fuck of it. She has a purpose behind it. I mean, yeah, sure, you could say she's experimenting on us, but we signed up for that shit for drugs.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Technically, because we signed up for it voluntarily, it's not even illegal.
So to talk about hers, it's mostly like it's stuff. It's being able to get like really good like consumables. And while I do hold it against the game that money for the first bit of the game is a little tight. You don't really have a lot of money to blow on a lot of the stuff she offers you, especially if you're working on it. Overall, by the end of the game, it's really useful. Like, she's super useful.
The moment you unlock mementos, that's a moment that the money is no longer a problem. Like, especially in Royal. Because of, once again, Ryuji's skill that makes it super easy and super quick to farm anything.
So, I'm gonna say it. I'm putting her at B. She's good, but, like, the actual thing she offers, it's like... You get to a certain point in Persona 5 where you're getting stuff from like the dungeons and like mementos to where you're not really going to her and buying stuff as much. So she's great. She's great early to mid game, but by the time you get to like late game, not to mention once you get to like the royal content, do you really need her anymore? Do you? Is she really? I'd argue.
Like the moment you actually like want her maxed out, like, if you really want things that are in her shop, it's usually revival items, and you don't need revival items when you are that strong in the late game, so it kind of falls off, like you said.
Yeah. Yeah, keep going.
There are two things that could make her a better choice than what you perceive. Like, the one thing is, like, she's a goth babe. Technically, that's definitely a thing for a lot of people. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what she brings to the table. Like, she's the big titty god girlfriend. That's it. That's what people.
You know what? We'll get there's another confidant in here where I'm gonna be 100% honest. I put her way too high on this list for entirely superficial reasons. You'll know when we get to her, but I promise you it's for a good fucking reason. So yeah, okay.
And then the second point is she's the Death Arcana. Which means that when you max her out, you unlock the final Death Arcana persona that you can fuse. And if I recall, for every single game, the final Death persona is Alice.
Yeah, I had Alice on my team.
Yeah.
For the end of the game, so yeah.
Just because when you max her out and you get that persona, like, RD, you can't put her in the C and D tiers, so like B is still a good middle ground, but at the same time, we can't judge her on the same level as Ann and Ryuji because she's not a party member. She can't really fight. We can't really like judge her based on that.
Fair. Straight B for babe.
Yeah.
B for babe. All right.
A for on, S for suck that dick.
I mean. You know what? Look, we're moving on. We're moving on. Fuck you. We're moving on. All right. I don't want to do this because I hate this. I'm going to instant put this character in the bottom. It's Morgana. But okay, hear me out. Hear me out.
No, no way.
Hear me out. I want to put Morgana in the bottom, but I pulled up Morgana's skills, right? Like what you gain from Morgana. And I'm gonna be honest, it's hard for me to put Morgana at the very bottom for infiltration. Infiltration tools. I feel like just that being the base thing that you get from Morgana and like how often lockpicking shit, like Well, I mean, okay, you get that by default, and you can't avoid leveling up Morgana anyways, right? Like, you can't avoid that shit. So, I should look at it as, like, the entirety of Morgana's abilities. And if I'm gonna do that, it's, like, infiltration tools, baton pass, which, you know, I guess.
Well, baton pass every single...
Oh, every character gets it. It's not a generalized skill. So, I guess the only thing...
In Royal, Baton Pass also like has ways to be upgraded that doesn't have anything to do with the Confidants. You just have to hang out with them in like the dart mini game. So like truthfully, Baton Pass really doesn't have anything to do with Morgana himself, so you can skip that.
So it's like pickpocket maybe? Obtain an item when Joker performs a melee attack? I don't think I saw that happen that much though. I don't feel like I really saw that happen.
Well, every character has like as they level up in your party gets a chance to just have a follow-up attack when you hit somebody. The only thing I think is that his actually hits every single enemy on the field.
So yeah, I'm looking at Morgana's like skill list for the Confidant. I'm gonna be really honest. I might not put Morgana at D, but he's going to C. I don't like. He's not terrible. He's not like. You know what? Fuck it. I never used Morgana outside the start of the game. He's going to D. Fucking D. I don't care. He's going straight to D. He's damn near bottom of the barrel. Fuck this cat. Straight to D. He can sit there along with Teddy from Persona 4 too.
Alright. Well, like... like, I don't think I have much to argue on that decision. Because, like he's kind of built like another all-rounder character.
Yeah.
Not DC.
Oh, see? Oh, you're not committing to put him in D?
No, like he's the all-rounder character because he's the one that gets like the AoE healing before anybody else. He's the one that has like all of the wind abilities in the first dungeon, so he's kind of useful in that dungeon. He gets like he's the only one who gets progressively higher level of physical skills that have very high chance of crit, which is a chance for you to actually pin down enemies if you don't have the elemental advantage. But other than that, like you said, he doesn't really do much. He's a car. I guess there's a thing.
He's a car. I mean, you're right.
He gets to be an helicopter for maybe a half hour at the end of the game.
I mean, fair. All right, so the next character I'm going to put to this list is, Mishima. Fucking simp-ass Mishima.
Yeah.
Simp-ass Mishima. Okay, so Mishima's ability is Mishima's overall thing is like his gives all the characters experience. Like they all whether they're in the active party or not, which is actually not bad. That's not a bad thing to get. And by the end of it, everyone's getting like full experience. So it's like that's not a bad Confidant ability to have. I personally think that's a really good Confidant ability. The problem is his actual Confidant itself is.
Yeah,
it's a cool in concept because he's so pathetic. You don't even fight his shadow in Memento. You don't even fight his inner self in Mementos.
It's a good twist on it, at least.
Yeah, you go down to the deal with him, and then he just kind of folds right then and there, and it's like, oh, okay.
The whole story with him is like him always being like not on anybody's radar, and he wants to be. So like he's associating with the Phantom Thieves like as a brand technically to make himself look better, and he's trying to act bigger. He's acting bigger than his own shoes.
Right. So
yeah, and also there's a bit of like a two-edged sword to his Confidant abilities. Like it's great to have a progressively increased like XP share as you level his Confidant.
Right.
Problem is that it makes it so that you want to prioritize making him maxed first, because that way everybody's going to always be at top level. If you max it last, you don't gain anything.
Which is funny because the guide I use had him maxed out like second to last.
And I keep saying, why the fuck? That makes no sense to me.
You were so angry every time I get in a call with you. You're like, hey, when are you gonna finish out Mishima? I'm like, the guy doesn't have it finished like a month before the game ends. You're like, what the fuck?
He's also like actually available a lot of the time, so it's really not that difficult to max out.
Like it's not like you're going out of your way to level him. So all right, where do you want to put him? I'll let you decide this one because I'm a little torn. I feel like the XP one's actually really good, but it's only really good if you max him out early though. That's the problem. If you max him out like I did for the playthrough, it's kind of meh.
Well, yeah, like I said, I think he's very double-edged, but at the same time, it's not like he's completely useless. So I think he's at C tier, same rank as Morgana, because of that. Because he's not completely useless. Somebody else is.
Somebody else is? Oh, the foreshadowing. Okay, fair enough. Okay, so the next one I'm gonna pick. I'm trying to do these in like a reasonable order, but I'm leaving two of these for later because I'm gonna put them together. Because two of these I'm gonna put together because they kind of tie together a little bit.
They kind of have to.
Yeah, they kind of have to, but we'll get to that in a little bit. So next character I'm putting up on the board, and this is one of the characters I am I'm overtly like going to be superficial about is Kawakami.
Oh yeah, the
Hawaii trip. Yeah, the Hawaii trip. Yeah.
The milk fetish, right?
Yeah, the Hawaii trip where she shows she has mad cake. Yeah, absolutely. She's getting a bump up in score just for the cake alone. I'm sorry.
How does she wear a shirt?
How does she wear? Hey man, look man, I'm not a developer, all right? They came up with it. All right, so teacher slash maid.
Every single character that is younger than her wear a bikini with nothing else. What the fuck?
All right, so the maid. Okay, so the maid thing, it's good. Okay, here's like Kawakami's thing is like really good, just because you can like it gets you extra time.
Yeah,
to go do stuff.
Like it's definitely one of those that like just like Mishima, you want to max out really early. Problem is that it takes much longer for her to get maxed out because it takes money and you have to make sure that you actually did stuff in the day that does not lock her out.
Yeah, actually, if I recall, the guide I used actually leveled her out. It had you finish her out pretty early because the extra time you can get.
Yeah.
From her.
Like
really
even
good.
in vanilla, like it was the exact same thing. You wanted to max her out really quick, and when I did it blind in vanilla, I didn't max her out quickly, which means that I sucked.
Oh yeah, because vanilla's really strict on like your free time and shit. So you don't have all that time in the world.
Yeah, like I know that Royal doesn't really like add time for you to actually like get your confidence rank higher, but it at least gives you better like points whenever you hang out with them. So it's actually much easier to rank up as a result.
I'm gonna put her in B. I think the extra time is almost kind of a necessity thing. Being able to have that extra time is like it's necessary.
Actually, put her in A.
Oh yeah, for the cake. You're right. My bad. Yeah.
Not just
for the cake. No. Fuck you. For the cake.
For that. Like, also the fact that like she sticks to her morals. We spoke about that like a lot of like the romance arc that is very controversial.
Oh, fuck you. It's not controversial. Listen. Kawakami is Kawakami is dodging the groomer allegations like fucking Neo in the Matrix. All right? Let's be clear. All right? Yeah. She turns you down. All right? This is not...
You have to work so much to actually get her to even consider the idea.
Yeah, to consider it. She is dodging these groomer allegations. So anyone who says that has not played the game, and I stand by that till the day I die.
Yeah.
Kawakami,
she doesn't show an inkling of interest in you until you initiate.
Right. So Kawakami, you're at A, sweetheart, for the cake.
Yeah.
And for
like,
dodging the allegations.
Like, the other thing is that it's not only like thing that it makes you like get an extra night during the times when you go out in mementos. It's like the whole skills is made about you saving time. You can actually like make laundry and save time because of her. You can
have her make coffee.
Make coffee, make curry even, because curry is like an AoE eel that you can do outside.
Yeah, too bad I never used it.
Yeah, too bad.
You know what? Fuck it. Since we're here, let's talk about Coffee Dad, shall we?
What a transition!
Let's talk about Coffee Dad. I'm gonna be honest, I hadn't played much. I only played up to Futaba's storyline in the original Persona 5, so I didn't really know what to expect from Sojiro's overall storyline.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be honest, man. He's a bro, like straight up bro. Like he is an absolute bro by the end of his Confidant. I'm like, okay, yeah, I feel you, I got you.
He's not a bro. He's a dad, bro.
He's a dad. He's not a bro. He's a dad. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'm almost willing to put him at A just for that alone. Because the thing, I didn't use his skill, right? I didn't use like making coffee and curry. So I'm gonna have to have you kind of figure this one out, because I don't know how useful that is in a situation where you might have actually used it. I just never needed it.
So you know how like pretty much everything in the early game, like the time that you can spend in dungeons depends on how much how much SP you still have by the time you hit the hand. So the good thing with Sojiro is that for the most part, coffees are as SP item. You use that as a replacement for the scarcity of SP items that you can find in pharmacies.
Mm-hmm.
So usually that's the biggest use of it. Curry is not exactly something that you use in combat. It's only usable out of combat, so that could extend your time in dungeons, but by the time, like, you don't really use your health items in combat, so you might as well just use them.
Right.
So yeah, like, I don't think he's A tier in ranks. I think he's like, for his Persona stuff, it's mostly like C or B tier. Like, because like it's not really useful, and you do have to take the time to make them. So the only way for him to gain upper rank is if you get Kawakami upper rank as well, so that she can make coffee for you. You got to combine the two.
Yeah, you kind of have to decide how you want to use your extra time. Do you want her to do that, or do you want to like actually go out and like make progress on something else? So I'm gonna put him in C just because there's a lot of variables to him. I feel like because he has so much going. Well, you see, I really like his story. Fuck.
I think B is a good compromise because you were ready to put him in A just for the story.
I was genuinely ready to put him in A for the story, so I'm gonna put him in B. Coffee Dad, enjoy your spot in B, sir. Okay, next up, I'm happy about this one. It's my boy, the man who keeps getting me into fucking trouble every time I hang out with this motherfucker, Yusuke. Yusuke! Every time I hang out with this motherfucker, he's putting me in some weird ass situation, dude.
He's just autistic. Come on.
He really is. Like, I don't like the stereotype it, but like, man, this guy is on some shit. Like the time, when he takes you to the church and has you posing and shit in the middle of a church. I swear to God, I still laugh at that scene today. To this very day, I still laugh at that scene. That scene is fucking hilarious.
I think he even poses with you to show you how it's done.
Yeah, like that scene, to this very day, I still consider to be one of the funniest things I've ever witnessed in the game in general. The problem is, and this is something I have to say I didn't use, I did not use the card thing.
Mm-hmm.
I did. I really did. I don't think I ever used it. I don't think I ever used his card ability. So this is another thing. If you use it and you have some actual like context for it, fine. But I never use the fucking thing.
Yeah, well, that's kind of fair because like if you don't, like, you only use the cards if you're really trying to min-max your personas, because that's the only thing that lets you learn skills that are outside of your normal skill learning chart.
Right.
So when you want him to just copy cards for you, like, and you get higher and higher grades of cards that you can copy, or even I think at some point he can straight up make them by just giving him like a persona that like, okay, yeah, I want you to copy this skill. So like, that's the only way for you to actually like get a broken persona outside of what you did with the alerts. So yeah, like it's really good in vanilla.
Yeah, it's good in the base game. It's not so great.
And like, if we talk about how he fares in combat, like
he's basically just another Ann though.
Not exactly. His whole skill base is agility based.
Yeah.
So what he does is not exactly doing more magic. What he does is doing multi hits, which gives him more chances to get a critical out of it.
To get crits out of it.
So like he's technically a better Morgana as a result.
I will say that his general storyline I do find to be really good though, because I do like the fact that he deals with like the dichotomy of like passion versus making money. Because that's a big part of his like entire thing. Is like I want to do art.
His whole world got broken the moment you got him into his sensei's like mind palace.
Yeah, he realized his sensei was a greedy bastard.
Yeah,
and a murderer.
Yeah, after that he realizes that he killed his mom, like that the mom that he never knew, because like he was a baby. So yeah, like he's pretty much broken up at that point, but he's still quirky. Like not only just in his personal like confident story, in the main story he's quirky. In whenever you get a call to go hang out, like let's say at the observatorium, the planetarium, when you go fishing, any place you can go, if Yusuke shows up, it's fucked. Like you get a call from Mishima that like some weirdo is.
Oh, I remember this. I saw this in the base game. He's like, yeah, there's some eccentric fucker at the observatory, and you get there.
And then you go there, and it's Yusuke.
And it's this motherfucker.
What the fuck?
All right, you know what?
And he's even like, who is an eccentric? I will deal with them.
Yeah, it's like eccentric. Who could that possibly be? I will find him. And it's like, motherfucker, look in the mirror. Alright, you know what? I'm putting him in B just because I find him to be fucking hilarious. And
I would put him as far as A, even.
I don't know, man. A, like...
Think about all the good times we had.
Alright, you know what? I'm willing to put him in A. And the fact
that he's also, like, just as loyal as Ryuji. Because, like, he doesn't... like, his whole thing about passion versus money, like by the end of the game, he's pretty much going, no, I don't work for you, I have standards.
Yeah, he's like, nah, my morals on this one is a little too high to sell out. So yeah, he's going to A. All right, so this is another character I am going to be extremely, well, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna do one more character, then we'll get to the character I'm extremely biased on. Technically, because I feel like you get this, I feel like I got this one relatively early, and it's Hifumi Togo. And I'm gonna be honest, if she ain't an A for her ability alone, then the fucked up nature of her story should put her there.
Well, like the fucked up story is mostly just child idol story. Yeah. And it's something that is not unique to Japan. It's also very prevalent in the United States.
Well, it's also kind of fucked up that like her mom was basically paying people off to lose.
Well,
Like,
yeah, but like that's the fact that she did that. Like, how was she thinking that it would actually be like profitable to do that?
it's yeah, it would never
The
like.
moment she goes against an actual grandmaster that can't be paid, she's fucked.
Yeah, she's fucked. She's gonna lose.
Like, grandmasters have a reputation. They can't afford to just lose because you're paying them money anymore.
Yeah, and either that or you're gonna have to pay them a fuck ton to convince them to fucking take an L.
It was probably be worth than more than she made during the whole career of her daughter. Like that, there's no way that would have worked. So
Where do you want to? I want to say A. I think her ability by itself puts her at A. Easily.
there's a tiny tidbit that makes me want to put her in S.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay.
And
Go on.
it's the fact that according to like dev art from way before the game came out that you can get with collector's editions, she was planned as a possible party member.
Ooh.
So,
okay, sweetheart,
we
going to
could
A.
have-
You're going to S, babe. Don't
could
worry
have
about it. It's all good. She's going to S. Fuck it. She's
We
going
could
to
have
S.
gotten her instead of Makoto as the strategist of the group.
See, that would have made so much more sense.
Like, it would have made it so that every single party member except Yusuke attends the same school. It would have made it so that at least 2 people from his school are there.
Yeah, he
I
would
don't
have
know
gotten
what-
some more representation.
I don't know what changed it. Maybe it was just that it was difficult to make it work in story for her to step into the palace with us. Maybe it would have been way too complicated.
Okay, so, all right, look, I'm gonna be really honest, okay? I am 100% biased for this one. I can't, like, Ryuji, I wore my bias on my sleeve, and I have not dropped that shit since the day I started the game. This character, I've also held my bias for, but you've agreed with me on my bias about this character. Maruki.
Maruki's so good. Oh my god.
I know, and that's why I say I can't hide my bias, because I looked forward to every single social link, every single time that this guy.
Here, man.
Yeah, all right, instant S. Get up
Like-
there, my boy.
We'll just explain it a little bit for the video, though. Like, Maruki is there as like the kind of like main character for the royal re-release. The same way that you get a new character in every re-release, such as like in Persona 3, there was a new character for FES for the origin story where you play as Aegis.
Yeah.
It is a party member. Then in Persona 4, you get another character that is in the development room with you. So she doesn't really live life with you, but she's a new attendant in a way. Maruki is that, but he's grounded.
Here's the thing about Maruki. His existence within the storyline, as having played the original Persona to a point, his existence makes perfect sense. It's
Indeed.
like his existence within the context of the game is like perfect, because it's like, yeah, it makes sense. After some fucked up shit would happen, they probably would need a fucking therapist.
Like the school would have been negligent to not put a therapist in there, and they actually like solved that issue with Maruki. And
So
like you get him to actually like you get only a few times that you get to hang out with him because he's very necessary for one of the final endings, so you kind of have to just limit the amount of time that you spend with him. He's
Yeah.
there with every single confidant throughout the story, so you kind of get the feeling that he's important, even if you didn't play the original.
yeah, he's very important. So yeah, I put him at S just because every time like the guide called for me to engage with him, I would instantly be like, yes, my favorite. I
And
get to
every
hang out
time-
with.
Every time you hang out with him, he gives you more max SP.
Yeah. So yeah, absolutely.
But the thing that I love the most, that I managed to find and show you as a clip from your playthrough, is the fact he was right there when you went into Kamoshida's palace accidentally with Ryuji.
Whoops.
You can see him walk in the
Yeah,
background.
I hadn't noticed. It never occurred to me that I see him in the background. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. No, it's not like with it's not like with other characters that are just stumbling upon and you get a camera shot with him. No, he was literally in the background. They didn't have to put him there, but he was right there.
He was there all along.
Yeah.
He's been the secret S tier character all this time. Okay,
Yeah, it
so
definitely helps that his dungeon has a lot of Cthulhu mythos personas.
I mean, yeah, his actual like persona, his actual like at the royal content. I don't want to get too much into it, but the royal content, his persona is Yaldabaoth. No, not Yaldabaoth. His is what is it? Yog-Sothoth or something. It's not one. It's a Cthulhu. It's a Cthulhu thing.
It's one of the big threes of Cthulhu, I think.
Yeah, it's one of the big three of the Cthulhu mythos. So yeah, fucking S tier. All right. Okay, so I'm a little like fucked up here because there's a lot of characters that there's a lot of confidants that all kind of get filtered into this throughout the midpoint of the early to midpoint of the game. So I'm just gonna go through them one at a time. All right, look, I'm gonna say it. The fucking reporter, D tier. I don't get. Like, I'm putting her at D. I'm sorry, I don't like the reporter. I despise the reporter, and her ability did nothing for me. I like. Here's the thing, right? We can have the conversation that I tripped alarms way more than I probably should have, which I did. I don't deny that. I absolutely admit it. Absolutely, you got me. I admit it. But like any reasonable player who's not tripping off alarms like me, like a dumbass, doesn't need her abilities.
Like me.
Yeah, like anyone else who isn't like, instantly tripping every alarm possible does not need her abilities, and they don't do anything for me otherwise. So no, she goes to D. And if you really want to talk about a groomer, she hits on you when you meet her. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, D tier.
Not only does she do that, but she also gaslights her boss into thinking that she's already having an affair with you.
Already having an affair with an underage kid.
And apparently we're okay with that.
Yeah. Apparently nobody finds an issue with this.
You get to do all of that with her. She is not exceptionally attractive as a character either.
No.
She's very much like way too like AP looking, way more than the fortune teller at least.
Well, since you said it, the fortune teller happened to be next.
Okay, let's go for her then.
Yeah, the fortune teller. All right, here's the thing. The fortune teller also makes a pass at you by the end of her confidant. Actively I think they all kind of. I think in most of them you have to kind of initiate that bit of the conversation, but in her case, she actively makes a pass at you.
Yeah, well, like she asks if you're into older ladies because she doesn't really understand how to deal with people. She's really antisocial by nature of her being a country girl that has been like extra sized.
Yeah.
So like she's really like nervous to make the move because she thinks if he hangs out so often with me, maybe there's something there.
So I'm gonna be honest.
It's still inappropriate.
I'm gonna be honest. The pure fact that one, she can trigger the alarms for mementos, and two, she can enable you to get extra points on confidants. Yeah. It puts her. For that alone, like I feel like for those two things, I almost want to put her in A, if not B. Like minimum B. I feel like she's a minimum of a B, just because like you need those extra points. Otherwise, it makes the confidant thing a little harder.
Yeah, like I was going to put her in C because I think she's kind of not interesting as a character by herself.
Okay, if we're going by character, yeah, C, absolutely. But her ability, I think, bumps her up a little bit though.
Yeah, the fact that you reminded me that her ability actually gives you more points to level other confidants. Like, that means that you want to max her out pretty quickly the moment you get her, just like Nishimu or like Kawakami. But like while Mishima, you want to max him very early and he's super easy to get, she's very rare to actually get the time to spend time with, and it still costs a shit ton of money to even start her.
Right. So I'm gonna put her firmly in B tier.
I agree with you with that.
Firmly B tier. I will say this tier list is not turning out to be nearly as one-sided as I thought it was gonna be. I had a hunch this tier list might be a little bit
As long as my OCD doesn't kick in and I'm like, okay, we gotta make sure there's as many and every line as possible. Like,
so
it needs to be equal everywhere.
So we're gonna double back to a playable character, into Makoto. And I'm gonna be honest, her confidant story is a solid fart in a room. I'm gonna be really honest. It has nothing to do with her overall story arc in my mind. I don't really value it much. Like,
it doesn't really like matter as much when it comes to her development as a character.
Yeah,
she's already developed by the time you start her.
Yeah,
the only thing that you do with her is in like one of her first events, you go at an arcade with her to show her what normal people do. And then that's just the opening for the rest of it, because she wants to hang out with normal people and there's a stupid goddamn country girl there.
Yeah, that too. So, alright, so I'm also a bit biased here because Makoto did not leave my team very much.
Mm-hmm.
And she plays into my playstyle. So I am a little biased here. I don't know if you used her much when you played the game or not.
Yeah, all the time.
Okay, cool. So
every time, like, before I maxed out Mishima, I would always like try to rotate my team so that everybody gets XP. I'm that kind of guy. So that means that by the time I got Makoto, that means that I had 2 multi-healers that I could switch around between. So it was either I get Morgana or I get Makoto. By the time I reach the end game, I never use Morgana anymore, just like you. But I get Makoto because she heals.
Yeah. Yeah, she heals. Not to mention I love the climax attack she has with Ryuji.
Yes, there's that. There's the one with Aru as well.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But yeah, so I want to see the problem is her confidant story so meh. It's like,
yeah, but she's very solid in the main story as a character. She actually, like, outside of Ryuji being a fucking asshole, like, just yelling at the top of his lungs in his phone in front of her that we're the Phantom Thieves, she did figure out a lot on her own.
Yeah, she deduced that we probably had something going on, so I'll put her.
It's also kind of cute for her to just, like, I think you saw her a few times tailing you before she joins your party, like, with a newspaper.
Yeah, I pointed that out. I'm like, I see you, right? Like, I see you. You're not slick. I see you. I'm looking right at you. Stop that. So I'll let you decide where you want to put her, because I feel like I might be a little bit too nice. I feel like you might be a little bit more objective on this one, because I might put her a little too high, just because I don't know. I feel like I used her so much, and she has so much utility in battle.
Like, I think she's one of the characters that has the strongest gun skill. But not the gun skills, the actual gun. The revolver it's like a fucking gun.
It's like a fucking gun.
The other, this one's a gun. She actually does have the blicky, if you know what I mean. She's not afraid to pull the blicky on you on a moment's notice. Unfortunately, she doesn't have a lot of ammo. She doesn't really capitalize on it a whole lot, so I don't think she's S tier as a result. And I don't really remember if she does anything in terms of, like, confidence skills. I think all of them have to do with battle.
Let me double check before we make that.
Yeah, sure. So, like, just the fact that I don't think there was much of an impact, like, that I could recall from her confidence skills. I don't think she's S tier either. So I would put her at A tier for utility in combat.
She has Shadow Calculus ability, allows you to see skills and potential item drops on analysis. on the analysis screen of enemies.
Yeah, she's the one that allows you to like analyze foes that you've never seen before and just know stuff. Yeah.
I still say A. I think at least A. I feel like
yeah,
I feel like she
don't
has
think
so
she's
much.
much higher than Hay, actually.
Yeah.
Like she's really good in combat, and the main thing with her is that she's, according to the internet, the canon bae.
I guess. I guess.
I don't know why. I just know
yeah.
that
Me neither. I hear that a lot, and I'm like,
actually,
she's cool, but
I gotta know why. It's because of the few times she got scared, she just started hugging your leg.
Yeah. She clings to you, so it makes it seem like it. Okay. That's fair, I guess. I guess I can kind of see it. All right. Next up is the Yakuza. the actual
Yakuza. Thank you.
The ex Yakuza. I'm not gonna lie, his storyline is actually like one of the more heartfelt ones, because
like it very much feels like something you could get out of the Like a Dragon series.
Yeah, he's trying to do better, and he doesn't want his son involved in any of the nonsense he's getting involved in, and he's having you help cover for him. And then he gets pulled into some actual gang shit. So.
And his voice, man, the English voice actor. God damn. I didn't talk about Matt Mercer for Yusuke because it's Matt Mercer, but this guy,
this motherfucker,
that gravelly voice does some things.
So, all right, his abilities are customize your guns, decrease the cost of gun customization, unlocks more gun parts. Basically, it's all the gun stuff. It's gun stuff.
Like when you want to really make your gun be really special,
you bring it to him.
You bring it to him, and that's the whole point. That's what you want for him.
I'm gonna put him at B, because I like his story. His storyline is just that good. Like his storyline's that good for me, and I feel like B.
Yeah, I feel like I agree with that because you can play the entire game without using his rank skills. So like the whole thing with the guns, like okay, that's really cool, that's really useful. You can put like status effects on your guns so that you can actually trigger like technical hits more often, but you don't have to.
All right, so
because of the fusion stuff.
He's going to B.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna do. So next up is the politician. And I'm gonna be honest. He gets a higher score than you might think because,
like, it is the thing with the politician. I expected him to come up way earlier in that conversation. Because
I know.
can get him so early.
Yeah, you can get him so early. So here's something about him. Here's something about him that like it doesn't bother me in my playthrough because I'm following like a resource. But the problem I have with this character is that if you don't finish him off by a certain time, he's just locked out.
Well,
he's unfinishable. Yeah, he's locked out entirely. I understand story-wise why he's locked out. Like it makes sense. I get it. But as like a gameplay thing, I find that to be a little annoying.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's really difficult to miss out on him because of how early you can get him. Like,
yeah,
you don't really have a whole lot of things that you want to spend time on in the early game. So having him come out like what, every Sunday?
Every Sunday or Saturday, I think.
Like that's going to be a priority anyways. You're going to spend time with him very early on.
His ability to help you get stuff off of like shadows and shit was like super useful.
The power of charisma.
Like
and a fat little politician.
Yeah, like I used his ability to grind out money in one of the earlier palaces because.
I hate the fact that it works, but it does work.
You were so upset. You're like, how do you have so much money? I'm like, I talk to them.
How dare you use your words when you have a gun?
So where do you want to put him? Where do you think he should go?
Like, to be fair, the son personas are so useful. I think, like, they usually all have some kind of like healing or like buffing skill, first, and they get really high rank at some point. So I don't think he's A tier though. I think he's. I want to put him at B tier because also his story I really liked. Like, it's all about looking behind the curtain of politics and seeing somebody who walked away from that to stand up to his morals. His journey is already achieved. You're just helping him across the finish line.
Which is kind of nice. It's kind of nice to see a story where, like, he's almost done. He's almost there. He just needs a little push. So yeah.
He just needs that little push. Somebody who shows that, yeah, I heard you. You're a good guy, and I believe in you.
All right. I'm gonna be honest. Be really honest with you. I know how this is gonna go, and I'm gonna agree with you. So I'm gonna put this character instantly in S, just to get this out the fucking way. Cause I do agree with you.
He's such a cute little sister.
I agree.
Little girl.
I do. I absolutely agree. Because for a couple basic reasons. One, a lot of her confidant story is actually really touching. Like, her trying to, like, get out and, like, be more social, or at least try to understand what being social means. And two, because this chick basically has cheat codes.
Yeah,
in battle.
She's hacking reality. That's how it works.
Yeah, she is literally a walking game genie in battle. Like, I don't.
And even outside of battle, did you you remember what she does for our calling cards in the late game?
Oh yeah. Oh
she's a cheat code in real life for everybody.
I'm not even gonna like front with you. She goes instantly to S. I don't like. My reasons are a little different from yours, but no, she goes instantly to S. Not to mention, there's a scene involving all of her Sentai figurines that Yusuke.
Oh yeah, with Yusuke, yeah. And that's not even a scene that you can miss. It's actually just part of like the week-long trials and errors of everybody trying to make her less antisocial.
Right. So yeah, instant S tier. I don't really feel like I have to go into much more than that. I feel like you're either going to agree with me or you're not. But she's
fine.
It's fine. Instant S tier. I don't feel like that needs to be much more than that.
And also, all of her personas are not actual like gods or characters in myths. They're just names of like items that contain knowledge. That's like a nice little design piece. That like, yeah, she's not one to go into combat because her home persona is more all about hoarding knowledge. And that's
about knowing stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so this next character, because I'm gonna put this one next. Okay, the problem with this character is because this character is one way in the base game Persona 5. It is almost a completely different character in the Royal expansion. That is Akechi.
Yes.
He is a like, the problem is if I judge him, I have to judge him differently based on where I judge him from. If you base him just off of his storyline within the base game, I kind of like the idea of like the Lupin the Third kind of dynamic between your character and his, right? Like, you're the thief, he's the detective. You're kind of playing this game of cat and mouse.
Play that angle a lot during the whole base game. So like, the only moment when you actually get to hang out with him is in Royal, because in there you actually get to manually progress his confidant ranks and you get to hang out with him.
Yeah, like there's the one where you
progresses automatically and you just don't really get attached.
I do like the fact that you sit at a coffee shop with him and he keeps getting noticed that you put him in a disguise.
You literally make him look like you.
The thing is, okay, so the reason why I'm judging him, the reason why I feel hard to judge him is because once you get to Royal, the thing I loved about him in Royal is the mask is fucking off.
The mask falls off a whole lot. And like, that that actually makes it better because like you know he's playing a role around you, and the moment you max him out is the moment he actually stops wearing that mask.
Right.
That's what it means.
Right.
He's actually like just himself, an asshole.
Yeah, an absolute dickhead.
Yeah.
Like the thing is, he has like no interest in our party. He's like, look, fuckers, I'm working with you to figure out why the fuck I'm alive. Do not get it twisted. We are not fucking friends.
Yeah.
We
so,
are.
Like,
oh, sorry.
So like, here's the thing that, like I said, I'm trying to focus only on what he is in Persona 5 Royal, because if I were to judge him on vanilla, he would be C. Just C tier. We don't get to play him long, and he's really not making that much of an impact, and then he just dies.
Yeah,
and then you're like, okay, I guess.
So yeah, if we're judging him on Royal, fuck. A? I was so attached. I kept him in my team for the majority of it, just because I thought he was fucking cool.
I want him in S, just because of like all the twists and turns that Royal added to him. Like the fact that like you get to the final palace and he comes back because you played the game right.
Yeah, you played the game right.
And then you get to the moment that the calling card and you get revealed that he's not really back. He's just a figment of your imagination that was made real.
Oof.
But he's still an asshole.
He's still, yeah. Even when you have even when your thoughts can bring him back, he still gets brought back as a complete dickhead. S tier it is.
Yeah, and also like his skills are actually kind of good. Like he gets all the other gun skills that Aru doesn't get, and it's not about AOE's, it's about crits, just like Morgana.
All right, so since so I'm gonna switch back to a main character, which is Haru. Here's the thing, man. I don't dislike Haru as a character. I really don't. I don't. I think a lot of the problem is even though I obviously use the resource for this, you do not get a lot of time to get really build with Haru. I feel like she has very little time in the story to like get anything.
She suffers from the same problem that in Persona 4 you get with Naoto. Like she gets in your party very late. You get her like one of the like second to last dungeons in a way, depending on how you went through your playthrough. So you really don't get a whole lot of time to develop our character, like, and you have to speed run her confidant if you want her maxed out. You have to already have dealt with everybody else.
Yeah, and this is the thing. Like I noticed, because it's like the guide tells you like, yeah, you're gonna be focusing a lot on her at that point, because you really are. And the thing is, like, okay, so here's the thing. As much as you don't get time with her, I feel like her confidant is similar to like Ryuji and Ann's, where like it builds off of what happened in her storyline part. It builds like, heavily off of that. Like,
especially in like, it really feels weird to like have done her dungeon and then get to the cutscene where everybody learns about your supposed death, and she's still there with her fiance somehow. I don't know why they did that.
Yeah, it's weird. I wanna see, man. It's like, okay, so this is another case where I just never used her. I didn't use her. I never used her. She works really well with Morgana. Like she gets a grenade launcher as a gun, so that's definitely an AOE character, but the grenades do so much damage too. All right, where would you put her? I'll go with your opinion on this one.
Look, there are no playable characters outside of Morgana that go below A. Like she has a niche in terms of like exploiting like the whole like debuffing technical stuff. And she gets a few like gun skills because she in vanilla, she was pretty much the only one that could get gun skills. And also like her whole confidant and the fact that like neither of us, I didn't do a playthrough yet where I actually decided to say yes to her.
Yeah,
and it breaks my heart every time I get to her when I max out her confidant.
Was it her? Was it hers that I felt? I think it was her. I felt bad about turning down.
Yes, because like she actually like falls for you, and then she says, "I'm going to go away for a bit. You can go." And then you can, when you leave, you actually hear her sobbing as you leave.
Yeah, I'm like, because there's not a lot of times I feel bad during a confidant. That one actually made me go, oh God, I am terrible.
Like, as far as I'm concerned, she has to be canon waifu just for that.
Waifu just for that.
Yeah. And like, she still got the nickname in the community of Floof because of like one person's playthrough always calling her Floof.
So where do you? So are you saying you want to put her? Because you made the mention that we don't have anyone else below B outside of Morgana.
Yeah, like I still think she's worth an A, like because of the confidant story being really good at continuing her established story.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the deal breaker. I don't remember what. I don't think it's really useful for her confidant abilities because they all have to do with growing vegetables. And I really don't use that. It doesn't take time to do, to be fair.
Yeah, okay, but here's the fucked up thing is I never did it either.
Yeah,
I never saw a point to doing it. I just never used it.
I think the ingredients you could use for curry to make better curries. I think that's supposed to be how it works. But like I said, I don't see the use for it. So I think that nuts are down to B. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Haru goes straight to B.
Yeah, it sucks because I really like her story, but...
Okay, so I saved this one for now for a few reasons. One, because she doesn't... right now seems like the best time, which is Sai.
Okay, so... I want to hear your thoughts on it first.
I'm gonna be really honest with you. As much as I enjoyed the back and forth angle of like reverting back to the present thing, going back, I don't really see her as much of a thing in the game, honestly. If it wasn't for the fact that the game forces you to switch back to like your character locked up in jail, I really wouldn't care that much about her character at all. I'll be really honest. If it wasn't for that, I would have just forgot she was even fucking here.
Yeah. From what I know, like there was a possibility for her to take like a more prominent role, like actually providing confident skills, like after you finish unlocking her.
Oh yeah, she has no actual confidant skill, so yeah.
Yeah, no, it's because it's all tied to story that didn't do that.
Yeah, so D tier.
So she is
D tier.
She is D tier for a different reason.
Yeah.
Other trashing.
Yeah. She's not in the D jail because of being shit.
Put her in C just because she's not that one.
You're right. Like she's in here for reasons that she couldn't control. This bitch could control why she's here. C tier. All right. The kid, the arcade kid. I'm gonna be honest, man. His story kind of fucks me up. That's so fucked up. His story is like, it's not funny. I was like, damn, kid, that's not cool.
His whole thing is pretty much escapism.
Yeah.
And you he kind of has to like deal with reality with our help to actually get a life outside of like just being the king of games, as he says.
And I do find it kind of interesting that like his confidant, unlocking his confidant is revolved around a Mementos mission.
Well, yeah,
Because you need to get a particular gun. So you have to have a particular kind of gun ability to beat a boss, to beat a memento mission boss. And to do it, you have to talk to you have to engage with him at the arcade, and then he teaches it to you, and then you can go back into mementos and then do it.
Yeah, now that you say it, I thought there were more things that were unlocked through this kind of like Mementos mission system, but no, he's the only confidant that actually works like that. The others, like, they're more like side missions that unlock like gear.
Yeah, EY was like EY is special just because you have to like build up guts, and that just takes a fucking long time to do.
That's the only reason why we can't max him out very early.
Yeah,
because we have to build up.
Guts take so fucking long. Jesus.
There are so few opportunities for you to level guts.
So, like, okay, here's the thing. I don't want to put the kid in D. I feel like he's gonna go to C. I feel like.
Well, like, he's the confidant is the Tower Arcana. Tower personas are incredibly broken in every game.
Actually, you're right. I forgot about his Arcana.
So, thing is, he can't be lower than a B just because of his Arcana, and he's already going to be a B because the gun skills actually like give really you useful. A lot of chances to take down enemies that still have repels on everything that you have.
Right.
So I think he's really B tier, yeah.
All right. Kasumi. Or what's her actual name? I always forget her. Sumire. Here's the thing, man. I'm gonna be real. I didn't know much about like the twist for her. Cause I just assumed it was Kasumi the entire game. I didn't know there was like a twist to it, and that twist is kind of fucked up. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
And you know what? It's perfect that way. I made sure to never give you an inch.
Yeah, no, her twist, the twist for her is like a level of fucked up. And it ties into Maruki in a way that I'm just like, I don't like that. Ooh, why'd you do that? Why'd you do that? Don't do that. Why'd you do that?
And like, it's also like, she's actually fighting you for a while because she wants to live in that delusion that she made. She actually, like, Maruki is kind of right. That's what she wants, so he made it a reality. But it's because of her suffering that she wanted that. So if you help her ease her suffering, she changes her mind.
Yeah, she doesn't want to live in the illusion when she comes to grips with that shit. God, man, I really like her. I really like the character arc though. And I also have to admit the whole acrobatics thing for like a character like a ballerina. I remember when Persona 5 Royal was coming out, and people made the biggest fuss over her Phantom Thieves outfit.
Well, like, it's like,
she's a ballerina.
When you think that Akechi is the yin to your yang, she's your female to your male. She could just as well have been female Joker, and that would have worked actually. You make a whole game with her as protagonist because of that whole twist of her story, and the look she has actually fits a Phantom Thief just as well as you do.
So I'm gonna be honest. Let me look up her shit real. Oh no, because she does like all the she does like a bunch of acrobatics shit within the
she's the Fate Arcana. Fate Arcana, just like Consular Arcana, just added a bunch of new personas, so it's not really something that is easy to judge, because in vanilla it didn't really have it didn't exist at all.
She gets the grappling show. One of her abilities is the grappling hook to engage chance encounters and surprise attacks from long range.
Yeah, so that's literally a thing that you could have used to like not get caught as often because you could ambush from far away. But I'm pretty sure that's unlocked after you get her as a party member, right?
It's unlocked rank 4, so she's not a party member yet.
Oh, so that's actually still early. You can it's really
Yeah.
useful.
Yeah, you get it ranked 4. She does not stop building Arcana until like rank 5 or 6.
Yeah. Now, in terms of combat, she's just the light magic party member.
Yeah, she really is.
She doesn't really have anything that is specifically built for her niche. Like, just like Akechi could be considered a curse party member, but at the same time, he's not because you add Arsene at the start that was your curse party member. So, she exists. She has cool. She has a cool like dual tech with you.
Yeah, that's actually really cool though. I do like that. Man, I feel bad if I put her in C, but I feel like that's where she belongs because she doesn't offer me anything. Like the storyline twist is great, but I feel like that's only great because it involves Maruki.
I think the thing is that because of her storyline, it works better for her to be in B because at least she has a better storyline than Morgana.
Yeah. Morgana, you really dodged a bullet not ending up in D. Hope you fucking know that. You dodged a fucking bullet.
And also, one of the things that like really give that twist meaning outside of Maruki is the fact that like the only reason why you think she's named Kazumi is because you picked up the
card. It's the student ID thing that she had on it. It said Kasumi.
Yeah,
so we just
you're
assumed.
the only one apparently that ever called her Kasumi. Everybody was calling her Yoshizawa-san because that's her family name, and that's how Japanese names work.
We were the only ones that called it. Man, that was such a good twist. I was like, wait a minute, that's your name, right? And then it flashes back, and I'm like, fuck.
It's also so dramatic when you see from her angle what happened to her sister.
Right. Sorry?
It's like very dramatic when you see from her angle what happened to her sister.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not great. It's not great. Ooh, it's
the only thing that makes it better is the fact that it actually cuts to black instead of seeing her splattered corpse.
Yeah, it's not great. Her oh man, that's not great. That's yikes.
So,
okay. Okay, the twins. I'm gonna put them in A. I'm gonna tell you why I'm putting them in A. Because I feel like being able to fuse higher level personas because you have money is amazing.
Yes. I feel also like because of the fact that like the alert in the Velvet Room, like the fact that you can trigger that and then spend money to get higher level personas that also have like very random skills sometimes.
Yeah, incredibly random skills.
Yeah,
I'm putting them in A if only just because of their ability. I feel like just the fact like
the only thing that knocks them down is the fact that
they don't have a storyline. They don't really have any.
No, they do have a storyline in a way that you can unlock. That like, why do they have to make the kids fall for you?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's my problem. But Japan, well plot.
Japan, please fucking stop. You know, like, look. You know, I have been hardcore anti-teacher slander for Persona 5. I have defended Kawakami against slander adamantly. Yeah. I do gotta say though, you bring up a really good point. Having the twins fall in love with you is a little fucking suspect here, Japan. Really fucking suspect. Gonna be really honest. You're not dodging these allegations like this.
We're not making moves on them, just like with the teacher. But at the same time, that doesn't mean it's okay. Like there's that moment like in like Pulse game where you get like everybody in the room with Lavenza to explain Maruki's palace.
Yeah.
And Akechi comes in with the gym uniform. But like it's just Lavenza being like very quirky again, like a normal Velvet Room attendant in past games would have been.
Yeah,
and
basically.
She just falls asleep immediately when she's done talking. So yeah, that's a quirky thing that I like with the twins.
Okay. I saved this character for last for a reason.
It's complicated.
It's really. I don't know how you're supposed to judge this character.
Like, you spend about 80% of the game with this character, only to discover it's not this character. So, who is it that we're judging here?
Who are we judging?
And like, the whole confidant rank we have with them, like, it's automatically like unlocked, so we don't really have to work for it. But we built it on a lie, and then when the lie is over and you meet for the first time the real one, it maxes out.
The actual Igor, the real Igor.
Like, it's like if Igor, the moment he saw us, he fell in love with us. Because he maxed out immediately.
I don't know where to put it. I'll be honest. I have no. That's why I saved them for last. Because at least with the twins, I could justify. Because the twins and Igor are tied together, but at least with the twins, I knew automatically I was putting them at A simply because of their ability. The ability alone makes them an A. But for Igor, it's like, what do I give him points for? Being able to fuse shit?
Like, he unlocks base mechanics from the Velvet Room at story points. That's his thing. So, why do we have to be thankful for giving us stuff that we're supposed to start with, technically?
I mean,
it's hard. It's hard.
I don't. D. I'm sorry. I think he goes D. I hate it. I hate it.
I don't think he's worth a D though. I think he's worth a C.
No bullshit. He's not worth a C. No.
It is the thing. Like, the whole story of like, it worked so well for like everybody in the know of Persona for the twist. Because it was well known before the game came out that the Japanese voice actor for Igor passed away before release. So we add a new voice that was sounding completely different compared to the previous voice in other games.
And then they rug pulled us by making it making it part of the fucking story.
Yeah, like we get to the twist, and then we get the actual normal voice actor of the past games. It completely blindsided the whole community.
It is actually a pretty amazing twist that they.
So I feel like just for that alone, just for that pulling of the rug it did to us as a full community, it deserves at least a C.
You know what? I'm not gonna even argue. I now that you bring that up, I hadn't even thought about that. Yeah, it's a C. He goes to C.
Yeah, and also, he's not the reporter. I'm sorry, but like, there's nobody simping for her for a reason. We're not putting her on the same level as anybody else. I refuse. I just refuse. There's no way.
We can't possibly put anybody on the same tier as a reporter because that would mean that we're saying they're equals, and that's not gonna fucking happen.
No. Just like, if somebody is equal, they're not a confidant. That's it.
If someone is equal, they're not a confidant. You know what? I do have to say though, I look at the S tier ranking, and I'm like, yeah, these all like 3 of them make like. Most of them make sense. I see Hifumi, and I'm like, you're there purely for utilitarian purposes.
Well, like, it's like in a JRPG in combat, you want skills like that. You want to be able to switch party members on the fly. You want to be able to gain advantages when you get into combat. Her skills are extremely useful for the genre.
Let me ask you this, because someone's gonna, I'm probably gonna hear about someone telling me that Morgana should also be in D.
Morgana should be in D? No, because at least in the early game he gets to fight. She doesn't.
Yeah, fuck. God damn it, you're right. Fuck. I don't. Yeah, okay. I can't. Fuck. I hate it when you're right, but you're fucking right. That's because he's the only character I could justify like maybe putting in D. But like
But
that
then
would be
again-
that would be like fan consensus. I feel like the fans put him there though. I don't feel like he deserves to be there. I feel like
Like,
fans tend to do that.
He's the mascot character. They always have one. He's the guy who introduces pretty much every bit of exposition early game. Like, he's right when you get like in between like Okumura and what's the one before? Kanashiro's dungeons, I think. No, it was Futaba's dungeon. Just between these two, like he's right when he says that like we only got so far, and we got Defendant together because he exists. He's very much like a plot device as you get to the further reaches of the game. But at the same time, he's kind of shoehorned it. So
yeah.
he just is a face at some point. So
Yeah,
we kind of just we don't really want him in B tier as a result. He's more like it, and he's not trash either. He's just not as good as everything else.
Yeah, it's not even bringing it up. He's not bad. It's just that everyone else is better.
Yeah, he's the unfortunate vegetable in a plate of like cheeses.
Oh, you know, I will say before I wrap things up, I will say, I do genuinely agree with this. I thought this tier list was going to be more lopsided than it turned out to be, but it looks like we pretty much stand mostly middle of the road.
I was so ready to fight you on Ryuji, and then I thought about it when you said, yeah, I would put him in A tier to stop my bias. I was like, no. Actually, no. He can be S tier. He's amazing. Fuck!
He's amazing. A little background: me and Kaz have been having this argument about doing this list, and I was like, he's like, you're just gonna put Ryuji in S tier. You're just gonna put him in S tier. You're not even gonna have a conversation about it. You're just gonna put him in S tier. I'm like, I might. And I'm like,
that's because he's your boyfriend.
Yeah, I mean, okay, but I've worn that on my sleeve day one. I have not. I've kept my bias very out in the open about him and Maruki. Those are the two characters.
The only times he was not in your party is when the game forced you.
Yeah, it's like Maruki and Ryuji are purely out of bias, and Futaba is purely because once again cheat codes.
Yeah.
Cheat
and
codes.
Come on. He's got his redemption arc just by oil.
Futaba got. I didn't even bother having a conversation with Futaba just because literal cheat codes, like literally cheat codes, 100% fucking cheat engine. The entire game.
I want her in Persona 6 at least as a cameo because like I love her.
Well, everybody, I hope you've enjoyed this. Fuck, this is an hour and a half. God damn.
Tier list, man.
Damn, fucking tier list, man. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess we have this many fucking characters. It's gonna be a little bit of a long video. This is our tier list. This is my tier list, our tier list of fucking Persona 5 Royal and the Confidants. Whew. Jesus. You know, I still gotta say, a lot of characters. It goes to show you, man. There's only one objectively bad character. That still is the reporter. I can't believe
we all agree on it.
We all agree. That's the only character we unanimously agree on. Is the fucking reporter. Stay in the trash bin, you harlot. Anyways, everybody, I hope you've enjoyed the video and this little tier list I've been waiting to do now that I've been feeling better. This was a blast. I love this. This was great. I'm happy I did this. Fuck yeah, this was great.
We might do this again when you finish Persona 5 Strikers or what?
Yeah, I might actually consider it when I do Strikers. I want to do Strikers. I really do. Anyways, everybody, I hope you've enjoyed. Tell me if you agree or disagree with this fucking tier list because, fuck. Oh, and by the way, if you're going to sit here and imply that the reporter does not belong in D tier, you're wrong.
Not only are you wrong, but you need to explain in detail why.
Yeah. You need to write a 10-page dissertation on why you believe what you believe.
if you stop at 9 pages, it's invalid. I will not listen to you.
Yeah, we will not take you seriously. I want an actual reason why you don't think she belongs in D, because I don't believe you. And if you have a good reason, you're still wrong. She's saying in D tier. Anyways, everybody, have a fantastic day. We'll see you all next time. All right. I'm sticking by my words. It does really surprise me that, because I was thinking you were gonna simp for Kasumi, honestly, and put her in S1 catchy.
Like Kasumi is like, she's a really cute character, but to be fair, like just like you